Why buying a home is the beginning of a financial strategy. Most people treat buying a home in Phoenix like a finish line. You save, you stress, you close, you pop the champagne, done. But that mindset, that's exactly what costs people money over the long haul. Because buying a home in Phoenix Metro isn't the end of a financial decision, it's the opening move. And what you do in the years after closing matters more than the price you paid on day one. We worked with a couple who bought their first home in Gilbert in their late 20s. 3 years in, the market moved. They had some equity and they almost cashed out and went back to renting. Almost. Instead, we sat down and ran the long game with them. They kept the Gilbert house as a rental, moved up to a larger home in Chandler, and eventually used the equity from both properties to buy a third home in Mesa. That first house just didn't give them a place to live, it became the foundation of an entire portfolio. Same couple, completely different outcome. The only thing that changed was how they thought about that first purchase. Every mortgage payment you make is building equity. Most homeowners treat it like a savings account, something to check on occasionally, cash out of when they sell. But equity is actually a deployable asset. You can borrow against it, leverage it into another Valley property, use it to renovate and force appreciation, or strategically pull it out at exactly the right moment. The homeowners who treat equity like a tool end up in a completely different financial position than the ones who just let it sit. When life changes, new job, growing family, hot market, most people default to selling. Sometimes it's right, often it isn't. The better question isn't what can I get for it today, it's what is the property's worth to me in 10 years if I hold it versus something else. Phoenix has one of the strongest long-term appreciation track records in the country. Renting out, refinancing, or restructuring can turn a single home into generational wealth instead of a one-time payout. Selling is not always the power move. Sometimes holding is. When do you refinance? When do you tap equity? When do you move up? And what do you do with the first home when you do? Most Phoenix homeowners never have these conversations until someone forces them to. By then they're reacting instead of planning. The people who build wealth through real estate in this valley think 2 and 3 moves ahead. It's not luck, it's strategy. Whether you're buying your first home in the Phoenix Metro or you're sitting on equity in one you already own and wondering what to do with it, we can help you think through what comes next. Not just the next transaction, the strategy behind it. Reach out today and let's map out your next move.